Welcome, wrestling fans. Welcome to Curtain Jerkin. As always, I'm your host, Jacob Grondy, reporting for the Main Event Marks YouTube channel. You can also check me out on Spotify. Anywhere you're listening, I appreciate you listening. And guys, I gotta say, I made a mistake. I watched SummerSlam, then I stayed up and watched Collision. And doing so, I had coffee. And you're having coffee at like 9 p.m. at night. You're going to end up staying up all night. I was trying to sleep. I couldn't watch the Jake Paul fight because I was going to watch it in the morning. He won the fight. He knocked out Nate Diaz, beat up another senior citizen, as they say, another retired veteran in the world of MMA. I guess athletics, too, because he fought Nate Robinson before he fought anyone in the MMA world. But here I am, tired as hell, lack of sleep. But I'm going to be breaking down SummerSlam, every single match from worst to first, and Collision, every single match from worst to first. Before that, I just want to let you guys know that Kairi Sane said that she's pretty much ready to go back to the WWE, probably because Nia Jax is nowhere to be found in the WWE anymore after pretty much injuring her almost every single time they went up against each other. But there you go. So Kairi Sane probably is going to leave Stardom and go back to WWE is the heavily rumored topic, which, that would be cool. I don't watch Stardom as much as I do WWE, and I like Kairi Sane, so it would be cool to see her again. But going into SummerSlam, the cold opening featuring Kid Rock, these video packages are great. It's this kind of thing, and these stadium events on the regular basis that set WWE apart from everyone else. They cut to the packed stadium after this Kid Rock video package and everything. Gets me hyped. It was great. Sheamus pulling up in a monster truck randomly enough. I don't know why they did this, but then I kept looking up and everything, and apparently there's going to be a WWE branded monster truck toy, so they had to show it on SummerSlam to then hopefully sell it to kids. And they picked the Brawling Brutes to try to sell this monster truck, this toy. 59,194 in attendance. I love these kayfabe attendances. It's still real to me, damn it. I don't know if that's how many people are actually in the building. Sometimes it's like 10,000. Less than that is what the turnstile count is and everything like that. But let's get into it. Let's break down every single match from worst to first. All 8 matches on SummerSlam. The worst by far. I know this sounds weird on a wrestling fan podcast, but fake fighting in the world of pro wrestling never works. I'm talking about this fake MMA thing that they do here across all kinds of wrestling. I mean, I get hyped up for a blood sport every year, and then I watch like 2 or 3 matches, and I get really bored. And this was kind of like a blood sport match here. Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey, which is probably Ronda Rousey's swan song. Shayna just chokes out Ronda, puts her to sleep as the match put everyone else to sleep. Number 7, Battle Royal. This was a fun match. Notable the guys that got entrances on the telecast and the guys who didn't get entrances on the telecast. The Miz, LA Knight, AJ Styles, MVP introduces Almost. All got entrances, and then who didn't get entrances? Matt Riddle, which was interesting. Grayson Waller, I thought they were pushing that guy. And Karrion Kross. So those are kind of like the biggest stars that didn't get entrances but were competing in the Battle Royal. What's up with Waller? I thought that, I thought they were pushing this guy. I thought they were high on him, and he doesn't get the entrance. I don't know what's going on. He was in there with Cena one week, and then you don't get an entrance at SummerSlam the next. Riddle, I kind of think, did it to himself with all the outside the company, allegations and things he's doing. Almost kills JD McDonough, just 7 foot tall, picks him up, launches him on Apollo Crews to eliminate him. Everyone gangs up on Almost to throw him out. And then we get down to the final 4: Reed, Knight, AJ Styles, and Sheamus. Knight throws out Reed. Karrion Kross, who was like the 5th guy, just missed the final 4, who was walking his way to the back, grabbed AJ Styles' leg and helped Sheamus eliminate him. And then there were 2. And the people wanted LA Knight. I wanted LA Knight, and they got LA Knight. He got the biggest pop of the night, I would have to say, other than maybe like the Roman Reigns match and Seth Rollins, the 2 world champions. He got the biggest pop of the night. Definitely more signs for LA Knight than anyone else I saw. Then they cut right to a Slim Jim commercial featuring LA Knight and Bianca Belair, so it's got to feel good to be LA Knight. The Yeah movement is strong in Detroit this weekend. Number 6. Logan Paul versus Ricochet. Logan Paul shines Ricochet's head and gets bitch slapped for that. And then he maintains control. Logan Paul talking to Samantha, mocking Braun Strowman, his tag partner, with the power slam. Ricochet then picks up momentum. We get a Spanish fly. We get a buckshot lariat to the outside, which was crazy. Logan Paul with a crossbody and then a standing moonsault. Huge cutter from Ricochet. Springboard clothesline, standing shooting star. 1, 2, no. DDT from Paul. Ricochet won't quit. He kicked out of 2 of this DDT. And then Logan Paul's buddy hands him the brass knuckles. He clocks Ricochet. 1, 2, 3. Logan Paul gets the victory. Number 5. Cody versus Brock. The video package with the song and everything was so well done. Super sad song over top of this video package here. Had me missing people I never even met. Cody attacks right away, and Brock finishes up, just stays on him, has the upper hand the majority of this match. F5 on the outside, F5 through a table. Cody does not stay down. Cody exposes the turnbuckle, and Brock is exposed like the turnbuckle. His pants ripped a part of this match for some crazy reason. Cody hits Brock with the stairs. Then he gets in the ring, hits a Cody cutter. Kimura lock from Brock. Cody gets to the ropes. Kimura lock from Cody. Brock powers out, and this is actually when Brock's pants ripped or something like that. That was a wild scene, and Cody just hits the crossroads after crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Cody beats Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Brock hugs Cody, raises his hand. Rare sign of respect from the Beast. Great match. All these matches were really the only match that I did not like was the Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler match. So these lists, like, I couldn't. If you wanted to take my number 1 and make it your number 6, I really wouldn't argue with you there. It's all personal preference. This show is really good. Charlotte versus Bianca versus Asuka. This match was great, but a little too long, a little too late into the show, and sloppy at parts. 2 natural selections at the same damn time. Bianca with a back handspring to break up a pin. Charlotte hits a moonsault. Asuka hits a really sloppy DDT back in the ring. Bianca was selling the knee. And then hits a sit-down powerbomb. Asuka with an Asuka lock to Bianca to kind of break up the pin from the sit-down powerbomb. Charlotte breaks up the Asuka lock by trying to pin both of her opponents while Bianca was still in the Asuka lock. Charlotte hits a double moonsault this time. Bianca goes to the outside, really clenching the knee. You can really tell that Triple H is booking this show because you have pedigrees, and then you also have someone overcoming a quad injury right here in the women's match. Paramedics come out and take her to the back, but she fights it off. She breaks free. She jumps on the top rope. She breaks up the figure 8 by hitting a 450. Belair gets put into the figure 8 herself, but Asuka missed Charlotte to break that up. Then Bianca fights off Charlotte and wins the match. 1, 2, 3. Bianca wins, has the women's title again in her grasp, but not for very long. Io Shirai's music hits and Damage Control comes out. Bayley and Io attack Bianca. They cash in. Moonsault 1, 2, 3. Io is the new the SmackDown Women's Champion. 1 year after Damage Control forms. It was a rocky one. I mean, a lot of people didn't really like Damage Control, I would say, for the whole year. But here it is. They formed at SummerSlam last year, and here they are winning gold at SummerSlam this year. Number 3, the main event, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. Jey had the crowd waving their hands like they just didn't care, which was really cool to see, like a tag team guy sitting here just commanding the stadium audience. Roman comes out, SummerSlam, acknowledge me. He says, people boo, people cheer, they all acknowledge him. Roman controlling the pace in the early going. Jey diving at him multiple times to kind of get the upper hand. Roman gets back on top, bringing the pace down again. Jey fights back. Roman just starts whooping his ass with a kendo stick. Jey then gets, the kendo stick starts landing some shots. Jey gets up on the top rope to hit a cross body, but gets Superman punched out the fucking sky. Chair shots from Jey. Jey throws a lot of chairs in the ring. The crowd is going nuts here, and lands a Samoan drop from the apron through the table to the floor. They battle in the crowd. I thought Ron Artest was going to be there, battling in the audience in Detroit. Solo then attacks Jey, puts him through a table, brings him back in the ring. Roman accidentally spears Solo. Jey spears Roman in the ring and then through a barricade. Jey Uso hits the Uso splash through a table to Solo. Uso splash connects to Roman. 1, 2, no. A man in a hoodie pulls Jey Uso out of the ring, and then it reveals that the man in the hoodie is his own damn brother, Jimmy, who then super kicks Jey. Roman wins 1, 2, 3. The family hierarchy, who sits at head of the table, is pulling the relationship between these two twin brothers apart. Did we get The Rock? No. Did we get a crazy ending? Yes. Is this the best for the long-term storytelling? You obviously going to bring your twin brothers back. So what I think they're going to do is pull Jey back into the bloodline. I think, you can't have the Usos split up for too long, but you can have Jimmy double-cross Jey to the point where Jey reluctantly rejoins Roman again back in the bloodline, and then you have, the bloodline can be Rocky going into Survivor Series for War Games. This is just me fancy booking. I don't know what they're going to do. A lot of twists and turns with this storyline. Breaking up the Usos may or may not be a jump the shark moment for a lot of people, but I do think that this storyline has earned my trust, so I will see where it goes with this one. But it is not the best match on SummerSlam. Seth versus Finn is number 2, I'll tell you that much. Seth with a ridiculous entrance. His gear always looks crazy as hell, looking like both Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey dressed him. Then he reveals that he has the same vest of the night that he beat Finn for the title 7 years ago. The crowd is going nuts, singing his song, and Finn is just pissed. Rollins dives not once, not twice, but 3 times. Finn with the buckle bomb to Seth in the guardrail, buckle bomb in the ring, and then frog splash from Seth. 1, 2, no. Finn misses the coup de grace. Rollins with the pedigree. 1, 2. Finn says no. Priest comes out with the briefcase. Dom and Rhea come out as well. Priest throws Finn the briefcase at one point. Finn trying to grab it, but gets curb stomped into the briefcase as Priest is distracting the ref. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins retains. And it's because the Judgment Day kind of fucked it up for Finn. So we're going to see what happens there as well. But the best match, not the 2 world title matches, but the Intercontinental title match was my favorite match. Drew versus Gunther. This match was, G1 vibes, I would have to say. As much as you can get at a SummerSlam match, it was good. Starting off slow, spills to the floor. Drew fighting back with a legit bloody chest. Not like bloody like you would say bloody like if you were Scottish like Drew, but bloody like legitimate blood coming from his chest. Drew with a running senton to the top, off the top rope. Gunther with the crossbody. 1-2. Drew kicks out. Chop battle for the ages. Claymore kick. 1-2. No. Goes up top. Gunther fights him off. Power bomb. 1-2. 3. Gunther retains the Intercontinental Championship. SummerSlam was great. I think they're on a string of great shows. WWE, I really don't think they've missed in like a year or so now. I don't think. Great action always on these stadium shows. I love them. But going over to AEW Collision, I already talked about missing Jake Paul knocking out Nate Diaz. I wish I could have seen it, but I wanted to get this show up in time for you guys to listen to on Sunday or Monday. So I just watched the highlights of the Jake Paul fight. But I did watch Collision. I say this every week, but I love the promos off the top. CM Punk with the first one, as he should be every week. They always push CM Punk back into these promos. I would have him right off the top every single week. Ricky Starks, Embassy, FTR promos, all good. Then Toni Storm with Shivani. This was hilarious. She looked like a disheveled mess. She was still in a robe, hair in her in curlers. She was trying to look like she didn't care about the championship, but she definitely cared about the championship. Coming across as like a movie star, an unwanted movie star. This was great. A lot of depth, I would say, in this promo. Bullet Club cut a promo. They're acting ridiculous. On Andrade with this video package showcasing the ladder match from last week was good. Heartfelt words from the Acclaimed, crying as they said, "Scissor me daddy ass," trying to get Billy Gunn to not retire. Couldn't help but laugh there with the emotional "Scissor me daddy ass." Will Hobbs trying to cut a promo. QT cutting him off, kicking Tony Schiavone out. Gives Hobbs a gold chain and asks him, hey man, I could help you. Hobbs keeps the gold chain, but then turns down the help, which I thought was hilarious. A lot of great promos here. Christian Cage with his daughter, mentioning kids like, mentioning that he's mentoring kids like Darby Allin mentors Nick Wayne, but won't let her hold the TNT championship because, she didn't win it. Even though Christian didn't win it, it was Luchasaurus all along. Anna Jay cutting a promo as well, calling out the champ. She's going to get a match with Hikaru Shida on Dynamite. But then let's break down every single match from worst to first. All 6 matches, 6 big matches on this show. Joe versus Serpentico. Joe chokes his ass out and then calls out CM Punk for Wembley. Let's do it. I do want to see this match, but it does feel kind of weird that it feels like they kind of dropped the storyline for a week or two, and now they're bringing it back. It seems like this this pivot to Ricky Starks kind of was like a full pivot where they kind of could have kept Joe more in the limelight here a little bit. Number 5 out of 6. House of Black versus Darius Martin, Action Andretti, and Lee Johnson. Big Shotty Lee Johnson. Great nickname. Darius getting taken out of the sky by Brody. Action thrown into the sky by Buddy. Big double knee. Big shoulder tackle. 1, 2, 3. House of Black get the victory. Metallic versus Switchblade. 205 Live's own Metallic. I remember seeing him when I watched 205 Live from 2016 to 2020. He was all over that show. Bullet Club Gold on commentary. White getting advantage on the outside. 1, 2, no. Jay stays in control. Metallic won't quit. Gets room. Metallic springboard moonsault to the outside. Again, inside, no one home. Blade Runner 1, 2, 3. Jay White gets the victory. Number 3 on the podium. Chris Statlander versus Mercedes Martinez. This was a great match. TBS title division here. Sweeping the leg and then hitting the running senton from Chris Statlander. Big suplex off the top from Mercedes. Sick Fisherman Buster style Michinoku driver here by Chris Statlander. I don't know what it's called, but it was pretty cool. 1, 2, no. Roll up. 1, 2, 3. Champ steals one. Mercedes pissed. She attacks the champion. Diamante comes out to what looks like is going to save the champion. Yeah, that's right. Diamante still employed by AEW, but she attacks the champion with Mercedes Martinez. So Willow Nightingale comes out and she chases them off, and we have a tag match for Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm going to be in attendance next week. I'm pretty excited about that. But that was the number 3rd best match on Collision. The best match on Collision, or the second best match on Collision, I should say, CM Punk versus Ricky Starks. Ricky Steamboat is the enforcer. JR on commentary. This is just some wrestling, folks. CM Punk chants turn into dueling Ricky and Punk chants. Arm drags from Starks. Punk in control on the outside gets pulled off by Steamboat, teasing a little tension here. Ricky in control, superplex by Punk. Ricky slips out of the GTS. Powerbomb 1, 2, no. Ricky slips out of the GTS again, but then eats the turnbuckle. 1, 2, Starks hits out. Punk lands a kick, the kind of kick that Bobby Fish wouldn't like. 1, 2, Starks hits out again. Ref goes down. Starks tries to use the ropes as leverage. Steamboat ain't having that shit. He smacks it out of his hands. Then that kind of allows, within the whole mix-up here, for CM Punk to roll him up. Special Enforcer has no choice but to get in the ring. Count 1, 2, 3. Punk gets the victory. Starks attacks Steamboat. Punk chases him back with the equalizer of the chair. Steamboat appears to be hurt, but gets up and he seems to be okay. And Punk did not answer Joe's request. And Joe said something about how he had 1 day to answer it, but with the melee of Steamboat and everything, how could he answer it? So I think Samoa Joe is going to be pissed in Greensboro. But the best match on the show was not the main event. It was the Curtain Jerker. Big Bill and Brian Cage versus FTR. Larger guys versus hometown champs. Can't hit the shatter machine on Bill, but they can get choke slammed on top of each other by Big Bill. That was kind of cool. And then Bill gets slapped by Cash's mom, who was in attendance, after he's like kind of provoking her a little bit. Stays in control. Dax hot tag. Cage hits a running senton over the top rope. This was pretty slick. They hit the shatter machine though, 1, 2, 3, and then they call out the Young Bucks at Wembley Stadium. So Wembley Stadium is shaping up. You got MJF versus Adam Cole. You got Joe versus Punk, hopefully. You got FTR versus the Young Bucks, hopefully. And you still got a Kenny Omega match you could announce. You still got a Jericho match you could announce. The card is shaping up nicely, finally, in Wembley Stadium. I think we're like 3 weeks out. We're 1 week out, or 6 days out from me being able to see the AEW Collision. I'm so sleepy here. I don't know what the hell is going on. But we're going to look at the G1 standings here. It looks like Sonata in the A block has clinched. He's going to take on Hikuleo in the block final. And then we have Okada with 10 points. He looks like he's going to take on Will Ospreay in the block final again. I think I called that one. David Finlay is going to take on Evil in the C block. Who gives a fuck final? Or it could be Eddie Kingston. I think we got one more night here to see what's going on. The D block final, it's a mix up here too. It could be Naito, it could be Zack Sabre Jr., or it could be Jeff Cobb as the train goes by, and we're just gonna be rolling with it. I'm stoked for the G1. I was stoked for this Jake Paul fight, but wrestling and sleep sometimes don't mix. Don't drink coffee at 9 p.m. because at 3 a.m. you will regret it. Fly high. I'm out.